Hi, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to talk about 5 more best neighborhoods in Philadelphia. Stay tuned. Alright, so it's no surprise that Philadelphia is a city full of history, culture, and there's a lot of homes here. And it is home to over 1.5 million people as of 2019. So before I get into my list, it's not by particular order. If you could please do me a favor and please hit that like button. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm and all that jazz. So here we go. So I want to start with Graduate Hospital. So if you had watched some of my videos in the past, I had done some vlogs and open house and walked around the neighborhood of Graduate Hospital, and I enjoyed the neighborhood. It was during the fall when I filmed those videos. It was so beautiful. Like, you have Christian Street that has like the tree line, and it's extremely beautiful. And if the sun hits just right inside your home, you just get a lot of natural light. You know, you have walkability, it's easy access to Center City and other parts of Philly. Like, you have South Philly, not too far, obviously south. You got South Street, and you're also close to like not only Center City, but you can have parks and walkways and just easy access to so much going on. Graduate Hospital is basically called Southwest Center City. It was in recent years, it just went through so much revitalization and a lot of rehab. So homes have really gone up in value. You have beautiful like brick facades, fronts of the houses. Like, some homes are 2 stories and 3 stories. You got beautiful parks. You see people walking out and about, bicycles. It has a really good walking and bicycle score, and a lot of restaurants, cafes, and so much going on in Graduate Hospital. So if you check some of my videos out, I do have that available. Moving on to my next place is Winfield. Now, Winfield was actually suggested by a commenter. So Winfield is in West Philadelphia, and it's also AKA called the Field. So it's a very diverse middle-class neighborhood in West Philadelphia, and it borders 53rd Street at Jefferson to the south. You have Philadelphia's the biggest park ever, Fairmount Park, to the east, and City Avenue, which we also call locally City Line Avenue, or other sayings we call it City Line. That's what I call it. I call it City Line. To the north, you have the Amtrak main line tracks to the west. So Winfield, what's really great about Winfield is that you're right there where it's like you have Winfield on the right side, or at least on Philadelphia if you're coming, whatever. Philadelphia is on the right side, Lower Merion is on the left, and you have City Line that basically borders that, which basically borders Philadelphia. You also have, and what's great is that there's a St. Joe's University, which is my alma mater. I graduated there, and so there is a field that the community would go to and walk around the track. Some other things that I learned about Winfield, which I kind of never really knew, was that you have a so-called actor named Will Smith. If you ever heard of him, he's from West Philadelphia, born and raised, and all that stuff with the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. He actually grew up in Winfield, and another film producer, which is also Lee Daniels, which I didn't know he was from Philly, is also from Winfield. And you have some other people that have, and then also what's also great about Winfield is that you're really close to 76 Route 1, and you can get to Mount Airy super quick by going down Lincoln Drive. Okay, moving on to my next place is Chestnut Hill. Now, Chestnut Hill, I talk about it several times in several videos, but I never really featured it on Best Neighborhoods. Chestnut Hill is a beautiful space. It's a beautiful neighborhood where you have the avenue, and if you watched my previous video, I walked up and down that avenue to show you what was on the avenue, like with the various boutiques, shops, and restaurants and so much more on the avenue, and you have festivals right there. And then if you get like along the hill and whatnot. So Chestnut Hill, it is it's known for its high incomes, its residents. So you have a lot of judges and a lot of lawyers and a lot of politicians that live in the area, and they have private schools. So it's a really affluent area where most of the people that live there, they don't really use like Philadelphia school district. They either go to private schools, like because you have Chestnut Hill Academy, you also have Germantown Academy as well, and they go to so many, and then the various Catholic schools that are. Chestnut Hill is bounded and it's located in Northwest Philadelphia, which is not something that we normally say. It's kind of like right before you leave. It also borders Montgomery County as well. So when you get on the other side, further down, you're basically in Montgomery County. So the Northwest is Northwestern Avenue, which is this county and city line limit that I was speaking about. You have west of Wissahickon Gorge, which I always thought about it as the Wissahickon or Forbidden Drive. Hey, and I did a video on that. So, and you also have obviously Northwest, which is Staten Avenue, and you have southeast of Crescent Valley Road, which lies between Mount Airy and Chestnut Hill, and you have a bridge that once you cross underneath the bridge and you cross Crescent Valley Road, you are in Chestnut Hill. Okay, next place is Bel Vista. Now, Bel Vista is translated as beautiful sight, and it was one of the first Philly neighborhoods settled by Italian immigrants. If you ever visited Bel Vista, it has a heavy Italian influence, because not only was it originally settled by Italian immigrants, but you also have the Italian market, which that is also great for Philadelphia. That's another one of the features that we have in the city. Since like obviously time and things have changed, you have more families, so it's becoming and more different cultures and families and whatnot, and it's just more diverse. And of course, construction in that area has definitely been revitalized, so you have a lot of rehabs and also new construction in the area. The borders is from it's basically also within South Philadelphia, if I did which I forgot to mention, but it's bounded by 6th Street, 11th Street, South Street, and Washington Avenue. And you have, like I said, you have the Italian market right there. Moving on to my last best neighborhood in Philadelphia is Fiddler Square. Fiddler Square is obviously named after, well, I shouldn't say obviously, because not everybody knows that. It's actually a park. So just like Rittenhouse Square, it's right there in Center City, right next to Rittenhouse Square, where Rittenhouse Square is also named after its namesake park, the Rittenhouse Park right there. And it's literally a square. So same thing for Fiddler Square. It's a little bit smaller, but it's a square. So, and the property surrounding that, since it's like neighboring and whatnot, and everything is so walkable in that area, where if you live in Rittenhouse and you take advantage, or even if you're visiting, you have the restaurants, you have the shops, you have boutiques, and you have cafes and so much more. And there's a lot of events that go on in Fiddler Square as well as Rittenhouse Square, but it's super walkable. So it is bounded by 23rd Street. It's on the west, you have 24th Street. To the north, you have Panama Street. And to the south, you have Pine Street. And it's part of the southwestern part of Philadelphia Center City, but Fiddler Square is named after its own square and what is around it. You also are not too far away from Graduate Hospital. Like, yes, you have a little bit of a distance to walk to get to Graduate Hospital, but everything is so walkable in Philadelphia. And there's so anything about Fiddler Square, you have so many green spaces, and a lot of people really like this because there's a lot of streets that are tree lined, and you have the privacy, you have the beauty of the trees. It's enjoyable to walk in the area. You have easy access to University City, obviously, Center City, South Philly, because it's just not too far, obviously, from Center City. But regardless, that is my 5 best neighborhoods in Philadelphia. So if you're thinking about moving to Philly, you can feel free to give me a call. Not to make this a sales pitch, but regardless, thank you so much for watching. And if you could please, before I go, if you could please hit that like button if you haven't done already. It can also leave a comment below and let me know what other best neighborhoods do you think I should cover in another video. And if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Come on, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you are aware as to what video when I post a video next. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.